your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, so the satellite radar picture showing just some high-level cloud cover across the area. Otherwise, things are just nice and cool, with temperatures already dipping down into the low and mid-20s. 23 in Champaign, 24 in Bloomington. Still holding on to 28 Mattoon and in Taylorville. A little bit of a wind out there. We've got wind chills, making it feel like around 17 degrees. Out and about on this Friday night. It is a definite cold night. But we actually may see temperatures come up a few degrees by morning as warmer air set to move in for the weekend, but it's short-lived. We'll talk about snow by Monday coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
The major concern was the legality of it.
But it is legal now, and it has thousands of potential uses. So why is it so hard for those here in Illinois to grow hemp?
We could have used an extra couple guys on scene.
Firefighters battled flames that destroyed this business. The reason some backup wasn't available.
It's their first test away from home as the Illini prepare to take on GCU. I have a live preview coming up in sports.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
A market that's still governing you.
But she's hoping to change that moving forward as we head closer to January and legal recreational marijuana in Illinois. One industry leader already has a year of experience in a similar field. Good evening. I'm Jessica Coons. Paul and Jennifer are off tonight. We're talking about growing hemp. Some Illinois farmers say despite it being legal, their first year growing has been far from easy. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is with us now. So Courtney, what do they struggle with?
And Jessica, with anything new, there are some kinks to work out. Aside from the challenges that come along with learning to grow any new plant, farmers tell me there are also a lot of legal concerns.
It's a all-year process. You don't just plant it and walk away from it.
Some might call it a labor of love, but Shelley Wilkins' passion for helping people manage their pain with hemp comes with its fair share of labor.
My massage therapy business that I've been doing for 9 years now led me to this. I really wasn't satisfied with the quality of products that I was finding out there on the market, so I kind of wanted to learn all I could about the hemp itself.
And thanks to the Farm Bill passed in Illinois in 2018, she could. Wilkin planted her first round of hemp plants in early June and harvested in mid-October. But she's coming out of her first season with a lot of lessons. Most of those come from the fact that cannabis is still federally illegal.
Facebook shut me down for a week because I had so many inquiries about my CBD products, which is legal. There's only 0.3% of THC in it.
Which also led to roadblocks with banking.
U.S. Bank, they shut us down in March, and I had to find a different credit card processor for my online store.
Another barrier for Wilkin was security.
I did have somebody, a couple plants stolen, which that's kind of violating.
What we all shared was the burden of inexperience.
But she isn't alone. Matt Farrell farmed 20 acres of hemp farmland in southeastern Illinois this year. He says there's a learning curve for everyone entering the industry.
What farmers are running into is that the infrastructure isn't here in Illinois yet.
Farrell says people are looking at an input of about $12,000 an acre for hemp and about $65,000 an acre in returns. Jessica.
Interesting. All right, Courtney, thanks so much. A bill headed to the state Senate could make it easier for hemp farmers to deal with banks. The Safe Banking Act just passed the House. It aims to help make banks more hemp friendly. Now, if you have questions about the rules and regulations for growing hemp, the state's Department of Ag has some answers. They will host a hemp summit on December 17th at the state fairgrounds. This follows the release of the USDA's 2019 hemp rules. Questions and concerns have been raised among farmers and other supporters. Tickets for the summit are $25. We have a follow-up tonight. Danville is one step closer to getting a recreational marijuana dispensary. It would be on Lynch Road between Highway 136 and I-74. The Planning and Zoning Committee voted to recommend it to council last night. It'll go to council members on the 19th. Danville has already voted to allow sales and a 3% tax on recreational marijuana. We have new details about a business fire in Mattoon. It happened last night at 13th and Piatt Avenue. Nobody was hurt, but the people who work there there are now trying to recover what was lost. And the Mattoon Fire Department says they need more manpower to help with fires like this one. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is in our newsroom tonight. So, Andy, why is the fire department saying that?
Well, Jessica, they think with more firefighters, they would have been able to save more of the business and the equipment inside. No other buildings were damaged last night, but for the Superior Service Company, they'll need to find a new home. SSC President George Miller was on his phone for much of Friday morning. He was trying to figure out what to do next after him and his 60 employees had most of their company go up in smoke.
We're just trying to get by hour right now, and that's where we're just kind of running by the clock, and I'm just happy nobody was hurt. That's priority.
Part of the reason nobody was hurt was thanks to the response from the Mattoon Fire Department. They were able to put it out in 90 minutes, but they say they could have used some more help.
But in particular, we could have used an extra couple guys on scene from the get-go because we had to use our ladder truck because it was a big fire. We needed aerial master streams, and we did not have the manpower to get our ladder truck there at the very beginning.
20 years ago, Mattoon Fire had a minimum of 10 people on duty and 43 total firefighters. But now they have a minimum of 8 and a total of only 23, which they say is fewer than what their contract calls for.
The more our manpower gets drawn down, the more unsafe it is for the community members and for firefighters.
90% of the company's equipment was destroyed, and they were told the building is a total loss. For Miller, though, he was happy the fire department kept it from getting worse.
I'm very happy with the fire department, and I'm happy with the Mattoon Police Department. You know, the way they were here last night, taking care of it, talking to me, explaining to me what's going on, what I need to look for.
Miller is currently looking for a temporary home for his business. He says he hopes to have it in place by next week. Live in the newsroom, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, we'll have to check back in with him then. Andy, thanks. Mattoon Fire is hoping to raise its staff back to 30, but Mattoon Police say they need more staff as well. They said last month they hit a 50-year officer low. They want to add 7 officers. Right now, they have 35. Lanes are back open tonight after a semi carrying a manufactured home spilled part of it onto the interstate. This happened just before 10 this morning in the eastbound lanes of I-70 near Brownstown. That's about 10 miles east of Vandalia. They had to close down a lane of traffic so troopers could clear out this debris. Cleanup crews are still on the scene tonight. Police want you to use caution in that area. No one was hurt. Our Target 3 investigative team has new information on a former superintendent being investigated by the FBI. We now know Dan Brew is accused of stealing from another district. We told you the former Meridian superintendent is under investigation for embezzlement. Investigators say he paid himself $250,000 with invoices from a fake company he created. They also say he paid the fake company more than $75,000 while he was superintendent in Bement. For more on what he's accused of, go to WCIA.com. A staff member at the Illinois School for the Deaf in Jacksonville is on paid administrative leave. The school is investigating reports of sexual harassment. The superintendent says a staff member is accused of engaging in inappropriate communication and behavior toward other staff members. They are reviewing the employee's interactions with staff and students. Another racial slur was found on the U of I's campus. Someone found it yesterday on the wall of a bathroom stall at the Armory. It was written in pencil. Police haven't released what was written, and they don't know when it happened, but it has been removed. There was an important test in one county today. We'll let you know if their emergency sirens are working. Also tonight.
And I don't think anything that they asked for was unreasonable.
Springfield teachers have been working without a contract, but is that about to come to an end?
Outside tonight, we find our roofing dog on at Bratcher weather camera and a chilly one after a cold day. Look at that, 13 this morning. That was just 5 degrees away from a record. Another cold night. We'll talk about snow and how temperatures are going to be heading near 0 coming up here soon. And here is your Out of the Rain Sweepstakes code word of the day. It is outflow.